Welcome to Events That Shaped the World, where we examine the moments that changed history. In 1946, France returned to Vietnam, expecting to reclaim its colonial empire. Instead, it faced a determined independence movement led by Ho Chi Minh, one that would drag France into 8 years of brutal war. What began as a fight to end colonial rule would soon reshape Southeast Asia, divide Vietnam, and set the stage for one of the most devastating conflicts of the Cold War, the Vietnam War.
The First Indochina War marked the beginning of one of the 20th century's longest and most influential conflicts. What started as a struggle against colonial rule eventually evolved into the Vietnam War, drawing in global superpowers and reshaping international politics for decades. Lasting from 1946 to 1954, the First Indochina War laid the political, military, and ideological foundations for the conflict that would later engulf Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and the United States. For nearly a century, Vietnam had been part of French Indochina, a colonial territory that also included Laos and Cambodia. France controlled the region's government, economy, and natural resources, while many Vietnamese sought greater independence. During the Second World War, Japan occupied much of Indochina, but allowed the French colonial administration to remain in place under its supervision. As Japan's defeat approached in 1945, a power vacuum emerged throughout the region. Taking advantage of the situation, Vietnamese nationalist leader Ho Chi Minh and his revolutionary movement, the Viet Minh, declared Vietnam's independence on September 2, 1945, establishing the Democratic Republic of Vietnam in Hanoi. Inspired by both nationalism and communist ideology, Ho Chi Minh hoped that the Allied powers would recognize Vietnam as an independent nation. However, France intended to restore its colonial authority, leading to growing tensions that soon erupted into armed conflict. In December 1946, negotiations between France and the Viet Minh collapsed, and fighting broke out in Hanoi. This marked the beginning of the First Indochina War. Unlike conventional European wars, much of the conflict involved guerrilla warfare. Viet Minh fighters relied on ambushes, surprise attacks, hidden jungle bases, and extensive tunnel networks to challenge the better-equipped French army. Familiarity with the rugged terrain allowed them to strike unexpectedly before disappearing into forests and mountains. The French military initially believed superior weapons, aircraft, artillery, and professional troops would secure victory. Instead, they encountered an enemy willing to fight a prolonged war of endurance. Villagers frequently supported the Viet Minh by providing food, intelligence, and shelter, making it increasingly difficult for French forces to distinguish civilians from resistance fighters. As the conflict intensified, the international political climate changed dramatically. The Cold War had begun, dividing the world into competing ideological blocs. After the Chinese Communist Revolution in 1949, the newly established People's Republic of China began providing military training, weapons, and logistical support to the Viet Minh. The Soviet Union also recognized Ho Chi Minh's government and offered assistance. Concerned about the spread of communism in Asia, the United States increasingly supported France. Although American troops did not participate directly in the fighting, the United States supplied military equipment, financial aid, transport aircraft, and strategic assistance. By the early 1950s, American funding covered a significant portion of France's war expenses, reflecting Washington's growing commitment to containing communism. Throughout the conflict, both sides launched major military operations across northern Vietnam. French commanders attempted to secure cities, transportation routes, and fortified positions, while the Viet Minh focused on exhausting French resources through constant pressure and carefully planned offensives. The war became increasingly costly in both lives and finances, while public support for the conflict declined within France. The decisive turning point came in 1954 at the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. French commanders established a heavily fortified base in a remote valley, believing it would lure the Viet Minh into a conventional battle where superior firepower could guarantee victory. Instead, General Vo Nguyen Giap organized one of history's most remarkable military operations. Tens of thousands of soldiers and civilians transported heavy artillery, piece by piece, through dense jungles and mountainous terrain, using bicycles, ropes, manpower, and camouflage. Once positioned on the surrounding hills, Viet Minh artillery overlooked the French stronghold below. Beginning in March 1954, relentless bombardment and coordinated assaults gradually overwhelmed the isolated garrison. Despite repeated attempts to reinforce the base by air, French forces became trapped as runways were destroyed, and supply drops became increasingly ineffective. After nearly 2 months of intense fighting, the French surrendered on May 7, 1954. The victory shocked the world and demonstrated that a determined nationalist movement could defeat a major colonial power. Following the defeat, representatives from several nations met at the Geneva Conference to negotiate peace. The resulting Geneva Accords ended the First Indochina War and temporarily divided Vietnam along the 17th parallel. Ho Chi Minh's communist government controlled North Vietnam, while South Vietnam remained under a separate anti-communist administration supported by Western nations. National elections intended to reunify the country were proposed, but never took place because political disagreements prevented their implementation. Although the fighting between France and the Viet Minh had ended, peace remained fragile. Both North and South Vietnam claimed to represent the legitimate future of the nation. Tensions steadily increased as each side strengthened its military and sought international support. In the South, opposition groups gradually organized resistance against the government, while the North continued supporting revolutionary movements seeking national reunification. The United States viewed developments in Vietnam through the lens of the Cold War. American leaders feared that if one country fell under communist control, neighboring nations might follow, a concept known as the domino theory. As a result, American military advisors, economic assistance, and political support for South Vietnam expanded throughout the late 1950s and early 1960s. By 1955, the conflict had evolved into what became known as the Vietnam War. Unlike the First Indochina War, this new phase drew direct involvement from the United States and several allied nations, while North Vietnam received continued support from communist allies. The fighting grew far larger and more destructive, lasting until 1975 and becoming one of the defining conflicts of the 20th century. The legacy of the First Indochina War extended far beyond Vietnam itself. It accelerated the collapse of European colonial empires, strengthened anti-colonial movements across Asia and Africa, intensified Cold War rivalries, and demonstrated the growing importance of guerrilla warfare against technologically superior armies. More importantly, it created the political divisions, military alliances, and ideological conflicts that made the Vietnam War almost inevitable. What began as a struggle for independence ultimately transformed into a global confrontation whose consequences shaped international relations, military strategy, and modern history for generations.
In 1954, France was defeated at Dien Bien Phu, ending the First Indochina War and bringing an end to French colonial rule in Vietnam. But peace did not last. Vietnam was divided into North and South. Foreign powers became deeply involved, and the struggle for control turned into the Vietnam War. The First Indochina War may have ended in 1954, but the conflict it unleashed was only beginning. Like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss what's next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.